Hey everybody, this is Kweku from Next Gen Windows, and today I'm going to do a review on Windows 8. I've been using it since the developer preview, and I can tell you there's been a whole lot of changes Microsoft has done. For starters, when you click on the File Explorer, the whole, layout of the windows, there's no more see-through transparent Windows arrow style things. It's all opaque and it's just one color, one solid color. And then also they have the ribbon, which is right here, similar to Word 2010, where you have this File Explorer right here, and then you have your home and whatever else stuff. Obviously the tabs change. Now, Microsoft did a good thing with it. I personally like the new ribbon layout. I like it over the Windows 7's version. There's nothing really wrong with this at all. Microsoft, I think this was all positives and everything, because everything is pretty much the same. All regular users for Windows 7 will know exactly how to use this, aside from being able to tap this arrow to, expand it more. And also, you can go back, and they changed a little bit the icons so you can go back and forth. It's no longer the 3D looking icons and the shiny looking icons. It's more one color opaque, like this blue color for this file menu tab. Now when we go away from the File Explorer, this is the desktop. Obviously I've hidden my icons because I just don't like having icons on the desktop. It makes things look dirty and it makes this car look ugly. It's my personal opinion, and I just think that the desktop now, I just don't feel like putting icons on there. It just makes things messy and hard to find. Now for the taskbar down here, Microsoft did not change anything except for get rid of the infamous Windows or Start menu. They took away that icon, so now you cannot reach it unless you drag to the bottom left corner and this pops up. And also another power user feature that you can do, you can right click on it when it pops up and you get all these extra options over here. Now most regular users will not use that, so I won't cover it. And then still the same things are showing up over here. Obviously a big change is the keyboard. Normally if you have a touchscreen device, you have a pull-out keyboard on Windows 7 that comes out right here. It's kind of in the way sometimes. This one, it's never in the way, and you can change it, and it works really well. Everything's smooth. Obviously I'm not typing anything because I haven't clicked on anything. And now one of the biggest changes that Microsoft could possibly have done is go to the Start menu. And if you want to go there, you can either press the Windows key on your keyboard, drag to the left bottom right corner and then click the Start button, or you can just swipe down from the top with your mouse or whatever when it turns into an open hand. Now the Start menu brings a whole lot of new features right here. The actually Start screen. For one, recently Microsoft changed the name of these apps to Windows Store apps. It's not Windows 8 Store apps, it's not Metro apps, not Modern UI apps, it's Windows Store apps. So these are what these apps are called. That's their new naming scheme for them. And I personally like these apps, but the only thing is using Windows 8 without a touchscreen can be pretty difficult, because your hand naturally wants to swipe through and make things smoother for it. You don't want to have to figure out. Imagine if this bottom right here did not have the scrolling thing. See, the scrolling thing disappears. So if you're using a mouse and keyboard, you don't really know it's there until you move your hand around and look down, and then you notice the scrolling thing is there. Sure, you can move to one side with your mouse and it starts scrolling like that, but that's still not very intuitive, and I like the smoothness of it. And for most people, once you start using Windows 8 with the touchscreen, or whether a tablet or just a touchscreen in general, you're going to start wanting to touch every screen that you see. You're going to wish that everything was touchscreen. But in time, obviously, maybe things will start becoming more touchscreen. But these apps work really well. When you click, say, the calendar, it opens up with a nice splash screen like every app, and then you can see everyone's you can see all your calendar stuff. You can swipe through left and right to view different months, and it works really well. You have a whole bunch of functions. If you want to, for starters, if we want to go to the Windows Store, this is where you buy all your apps and download all your apps, especially if you have a Windows RT device, which is just a stripped down version with no backwards compatibility on the desktop. Windows 8 or Windows device, you can only download stuff from this store. But if you have a Windows 8 Pro, or just The Windows 8, the regular Windows 8, you can download from this store or from anywhere. You can download from the internet, it doesn't matter. Windows RT, you cannot. You can only download from this store, so it makes things a little bit more difficult, but you'll get used to it. Just think of it as the iPad way of getting apps, where you can only get it from a store. Obviously, unless you jailbreak, which I'm pretty sure eventually might come to Windows RT, but since it just came out, I'm pretty sure it won't work. But on the other hand, Windows Store, you can download all your apps from here. All the apps, all the icons here, you can tap on, like Angry Birds Space, and it brings up a nice preview of it. You can scroll up and down and view more information. You can see the features of it. You can scroll through, just swipe through and view the the more pictures that you can view depending on how many pictures the developer decided to show. You can click details to view details, supported processors, and then you can view reviews, and you can add your own reviews and everything like that. It works really nicely, and I really like how Microsoft did it. Everything works fluently and everything. And another cool feature that Windows 8 has that most people wouldn't realize is the search function. Now you can search by using the charms bar, and the charms bar, when you go to search, not only can you search in for your apps and everything, or your applications as most people call it, but you can search for anything like programs and everything. So if we want to search the Windows Store, which is highlighted down here, right here, the Windows Store is highlighted. We can search for, say, Netflix, and then when we click enter, before we even click enter, it'll show us a recommendation, or you can just click enter if that's not exactly what you're looking for, and you can see your Netflix thing. It pops up here if it's available. So when we click it, it shows up. On the other hand, when we go to the charms bar and then we go to, say, we want to search for apps, we can search for, say, Windows Live Messenger. So if I type in Messenger, obviously it showed up already because it's the only thing I have that says Windows on it, that has Windows Live together on it. So it started typing the L, it automatically knew to go to Messenger. It didn't stutter, jerk, or do anything. And this is a relatively old laptop, so it works really fluently and very fast. And you can search through any application using this search function. It's a universal search. You can see when I click Bing, it opened up the Bing app in the background, and then it allows me to search Bing right on here. So we can search for Microsoft, and when we do, it automatically starts searching for Microsoft stuff. So if we want to search for Microsoft Surface, we can click Surface. You can see it changed, and it went to Microsoft Surface. And you can go to the website right on here, which opens up Metro Style Internet Explorer. Now, Metro Style Internet Explorer, it has a lot of features, and I like it a lot. The scrolling is good, everything is smooth. I'm using this Logitech touch mouse that just came out for Windows 8, and the scrolling is a little slow when you use the touch mouse, but if you can still see this scroll bar on the side that you can scroll with, or you can do a whole bunch of stuff. And when you right click on the Internet Explorer, you can view all your other stuff. You can pin the site to your start screen, so you can pin to start screen, add to favorites. So if we pin to start screen, you can see the icon that shows up. You can name it to whatever you want. If we want to pin to start, you can do that. You can view settings, find on page, view on the desktop, which I won't go to, and everything works pretty well. Now, the one thing I don't like is the desktop. If you have Windows RT, I personally do not know why they included the desktop on it. It seems like a gimmick, because the desktop on Windows RT, you can't install any other apps on it unless it's from the Windows Store. So basically it makes the desktop useless. The only programs on the desktop interface that you use is Office 2013. That's it. So it's basically a waste of all of the space just for the desktop for only a group of like 4 programs. So I just don't see why it did that. It's almost like a tease. When you even try to install, I saw a video from Chris Perillo's Locker Room, and he had the Surface, and when he tried to install an application using his Surface on the desktop, it even said, it's not supported, or on some lines or like that. So I don't know why they included that on there. But on the other hand, Internet Explorer is good, and everything's smooth. You can zoom in and it's pretty crisp and everything. Zooming out is very fluid. I personally like this more than even iPad's Safari browser. It's so intuitive and smooth that everything works perfectly. Now if we swipe up from the bottom, obviously Windows 8 works a lot with swipes, so we can also go to, say, msn.com. You can see it fills it in as I go. So if we tap this, it searches MSN, you see the scrolling with those dots, and then goes to Microsoft Specialized MSN.com. Now everything works smooth and it still zooms in and zooms out. Everything is crisp and fluid, and that's the type of stuff I like out of Windows 8. Now if we go back to the start menu, we go to the bottom left corner and we go up, we can see that all the open programs that are here. So for instance, we can try a game. I was playing Jetpack Joyride a while ago, yesterday, and it works pretty fluid and everything. I'm only going to try it briefly. So if you see, it works, it's smooth even while I'm recording and everything. It's not jerking or anything. There is slight drop frames, but I think it's personally because this laptop is so old. But Windows 8 works better than even Windows 7 on even older machines. So you're going to be fairly, indicted and like it a lot. So you see everything is smooth and I'm recording, and normally when I'm recording it doesn't actually let me do a lot of stuff very easily. It makes it kind of slow, but even running games is fast. So you can see even all these extra animations and everything, they all work perfectly. You see. And then if we want to pause it, you can just click it right here, and then everything is still smooth. And when we go back to the home screen, or the start screen rather, sorry, you can view all your other applications here. I'll use the touchscreen. Everything moves smoothly and everything. Another big thing that I liked was the People app right here. The People app works really well. You can view all of the people, and obviously I only have one person that's online. I selected it and allowed it to show people online. But essentially your People app is your all-in-one social networking app, and it's also your messaging app together. They have a separate messaging app, but you can also use the People app for the same function. When you right click on the People app, you can also view home and people. You can choose whether you want to view people who are only online or people who are your overall contacts, and you can even add new contacts simply by swiping up or right clicking. So everything is smooth, and you can add whatever account you choose to do, add it to whatever account you choose. And Windows 8 works really well. When you also right click, and you can click all apps on the start screen to view all your apps in order, alphabetized, and alphabetized by the publisher and everything. As you can see, everything is organized perfectly, unlike the start menu itself. And also, when we go to the charms bar again, you can share any article. So if you go to the news app, and we wait for it to load a little bit, now we can click on this Hurricane Sandy post right here. And then we can also, once we do that, you can click share, and then it'll gather all the places that you can share it to. So you can share it to Facebook automatically, Mail, Tweeter Lite, which is a Twitter app that I covered, and Metro Tweet. You can cover it, you can send it to anything. So if you want to send it to, say, Mail, you can you click the Mail, and then it opens up Mail, and you can send the article in a nice organized fashion over here. So those are another the good features that I like with Windows 8. Everything works very nicely, has nice integration with Xbox smartglass. Xbox smartglass is basically, you can connect your computer to the Xbox and be able to use, like, say if you're viewing a movie, you can view like the cast and everything. It's an active updating app that works with your Xbox, so it's a companion app. My Xbox isn't on, so we'll just skip this. But you can see this is how Xbox Smart Glass looks like right here. When you're connected, you'll be able to view all your friends are on here and everything. And you can see Xbox Smart Glass is there. And you can also search for anything that you want. So if you want to search for Minecraft, obviously Minecraft is down there, but if you want to search for it, if it wasn't there, it covers it under videos, music, and games. Obviously you click games since there are 4 of them, and then you can see Minecraft is here. Click on it, and then you can hit play on Xbox automatically. So when you go to your Xbox, it's starting to download. If you already have it, it just launches it automatically. So Xbox Smart Glass works really well. And also the task switcher. When you go to the bottom left corner and you go up, you can view all your open tasks, and you can switch it on demand just like that. Or you can do, you can go back to Xbox Smart Glass, and then to close apps, you just drag from the top to the bottom and it's closed out. Also, if you have a touchscreen, you can just swipe in different apps and they just start coming in just like that. You can swipe in from the top to the bottom and it closes it. So everything's very smooth. And devices, you can basically view anything. If you have a USB drive plugged in, you can view it right there. You can see what devices you have plugged in. When we go to settings is the place where you can get access to your Wi-Fi and your sound and your brightness, keyboard, power. And power, this is exactly where you go to shut down. So those of you who didn't know where to go, that's how you get there. You go to the settings on the charge bar and you go to power, click on it, and that's how you shut down. Now if you want to go to change PC settings, this is the Windows 8 style PC settings. So when we scroll through, you can edit your PC settings just like that. You can edit your search options, which is what apps become available for search that you can search under. So everything works nicely. Here's Windows Update there, right there. And then when you check for updates, you can check for updates. And when you have an update, you also allowed to view exactly what the updates are if you click on that option. But by default, it's not selected. It just updates everything when there are updates. Everything Windows 8 is pretty nice. There are some drop frames. There are a lot of things that people won't like. But if you're the type of person, let's go back. If you were the type of person who only wants your start menu that was back here, let me go back to the desktop. If you're the type of person who only wanted your start menu, say this file explorer was the start orb. If you're the one person that wanted the start menu there and never wanted the start screen, this Windows 8 would not be for you. But if you're the type of person who wants to be on the bleeding edge of new technology like I am, and you don't mind adapting to a new operating system, since this is a giant leap from then it was from Windows XP to Windows Vista and 7. If you're the type of person that likes giant leaps and likes to just use the latest stuff, this would be for you. Now also, if you're the type of person that just does simple tasks on the computer, from whether it's checking email, checking your social networks, just browsing the web, or playing these little casual games, Windows RT will be for you, because that's what you can do on it. But if you're the power user that has to edit videos and do Word documents and has to do a whole bunch of power user type of stuff with media, Photoshop, and all those stuff, Windows 8 Pro would be for you, because you have access to everything that you can do on the desktop like it was in Windows 7. Windows RT, like I said, can only download apps from the Windows Store right here. So those are the choices that you have to make if you want to upgrade to Windows 8. Of course, you have no choice if you have just recently bought a new computer. And also, lastly, if you're the type of person who likes to see live tiles and likes to interact with everything, you can pinch to zoom and do a whole bunch of things, just a whole bunch of new type of stuff, Windows 8 will be for you. But again, power users that like to do everything, Windows 8 Pro. People who don't like to be on the bleeding edge and like to have the same familiar tastes and everything, stay with Windows 7. People who only do casual tasks, whether it's searching the web, playing games, like casual games like Angry Birds or Cut the Rope, or just checking their social networks, Windows RT will be perfect for you. So those are the little choices that you have to make if you want to upgrade to Windows 8. This has been my personal review for Windows 8. This has been Kweku from Next Gen Windows. And if you have any suggestions or your thoughts on Windows 8 or what should be changed in Windows 8 to make it better or whatever it is, let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you later. Peace.